So why is it that you want to simplify your home? I know for myself, I want to garden more. I'd love to travel a little more, spend more time camping, more time with our kids. That makes me feel like a better mom. I want to be present with them. And it's just been so surprising to me that I have found peace in our home, confidence in myself as we've gotten rid of stuff. And so today I want to share 7 of my favorite minimalism tips and tricks and mindset shifts so that you too can get your house decluttered, find peace, and more confidence. Okay, I really like this one, and that is to condense and contain. So why don't we head into our bathroom and I'll show you what it is that I mean. So I've been a fan of using trays to kind of contain and corral stuff, but I never quite understood why until I heard it explained by Caroline Winkler. And she said basically it's all about visual simplification, that you're taking a bunch of individual things so it looks like a bunch of stuff, and when you put it on a tray, in effect, you're turning it into one single thing. And so if you do have a space where random stuff accumulates, putting a tray, some kind of shallow basket there can really make a big difference. It also assigns that thing a home and lets you know when it's too full and it's time to get rid of a few things. Okay, so next, let's talk about shaping our space. And what I mean by that is promoting the things that we use every single day and clearing out the extra so it's easy to get to the stuff we use every single day. This seems like a no-brainer, but it's amazing how the clutter creeps in. So I'm gonna use this drawer as an example. So do you see how easy it is to get to the things I use every single day? But what do most of us do? Let me see here. We tend to do something like this. And then we wonder why it's so hard to keep this clean, but also why it's kind of a pain in the butt to get ready in the morning, right? So shape your space, promote the things you use all the time, and clear out all the extra stuff. You're not actually using it anyways. And today's video is sponsored by Blinkist, but right after this, I'm gonna share tip number 3, which is my absolute favorite, so be sure to check that out as well. And you can find some of my favorite simplifying, decluttering, simple living books right on Blinkist. So Blinkist is an awesome app that takes the key points of over 5,500 nonfiction books and boils it down to blinks, the main points of these life-changing books. So you can listen to the books or read them, and either way it takes about 15 minutes. Some of the books you've heard me mention before are Let It Go by Peter Walsh, The More of Less by Joshua Becker, also Happier at Home by Gretchen Rubens. But I know I get questions all the time about how to simplify your digital life. So once you sign up for Blinkist, also be sure to check out Digital Minimalism. This is gonna help you simplify everything on your computer and phone. And I think most of us know things have gotten out of whack. Even in the book, it talks about too how all of the digital devices weren't meant to be used this way. It wasn't actually meant to be in our face all of the time. And so it's a really good book. So I highly recommend that. And then like I said, I will link to my other favorite Blinkist reads down below. And so it can help us to improve our relationships, learn new skills to use at work, and become the best version of ourselves possible. And now they have Blinkist spaces where you can connect with your friends and family, and then you can share books and share ideas and inspire one another. A space can be for a group of people or a topic like productivity or mindfulness. All members of a shared space can access all titles in the space with or without a Blinkist premium subscription. So use our link down below and you can try out Blinkist completely free for 7 days and get 25% off a premium membership. All right, now let's head into a mindset shift with number 3. This is one of my absolute favorites. But then beyond that, as I thought about it more, I think I often also felt deceived by this stuff, because what it was also telling me was, I'll make you healthier, I'll make you look younger, I'll make you smarter, I'll make you thinner, and I will make you more organized. And this stuff was telling me these things, and then I would get it into my house, and then it was just like it all got just like added to the pile of all the other stuff. It didn't actually live up to those things that it was telling me that it was gonna do. And so what was the natural assumption then? Well, there must be something wrong with me. It couldn't possibly be the product or the marketing that was trying to tell me how great this thing was going to be. And so if you hear nothing else today, what I want you to know is that there is nothing wrong with you. If these things have been sending you these messages, if you feel kind of yuck in your own house, there's nothing wrong with you. We have been targeted, right? We have been preyed upon. We have seen commercial after infomercial after Instagram ad after YouTube ad everywhere we turn, right? We know this. We are being marketed to, and they have spent millions and billions of dollars in research to figure out where to put the product in the store, where to put it on TV, how to catch us when we're vulnerable, and how to get us to buy all of these things. And it wasn't until I was sitting at that same desk one day and I heard a very kind and friendly voice say, "Did you know that you don't have to have all of this stuff?" And you know what, now looking back, what I realized why that was such like a aha moment for me was because that's what I wanted to hear. I had been sensing in my soul, right, in my spirit, that this stuff wasn't making me happy. I knew it felt yuck. I knew I didn't want to manage it anymore. I knew I was tired of feeling like I had been wasting money, that I was managing our finances poorly. I wanted to hear that you don't have to have all this stuff, and this stuff is not the answer. I actually really wanted to hear that, and I wanted someone to give me permission to say, hey, you don't have to keep it. And when I did find myself with a little bit of extra time, I didn't want to go back and finish old projects. I think there's some of us who can pick up an old project and carry on with it, and there's others of us who would rather go on Pinterest and find something new to do, or we see something else that our friends are doing or someone else is doing, and we're like, ooh, I want to try that thing. I don't want to go back and finish old sewing projects. And so it was so interesting to me that in the past I thought that I would get to a season where I would use this stuff. I thought it was being responsible to keep this stuff, when in all reality, I was having to continue to manage inventory that I wasn't ever actually going to use in the future, even if we're retired. I look at my parents now and they're getting to retirement age, and what is my mom doing? She is simplifying and simplifying and simplifying her crafts, because what she has found is that even when she has a little bit more time now, she doesn't want to spend that time managing and organizing all of the things that go along with her hobby. She wants to just be able to do it. And the only way for her to easily sit down and to do rubber stamping and to make beautiful greeting cards for others is to keep a very small inventory that's easy to take out, easy to put away, easy to find what it is that she's looking for. She always imagined that she would love to have this dedicated room, and we finally all moved out of the house and she had this space, but it was on the upper level of her house, and she realized she didn't want to go away to a separate room. She wanted to do it at the dining room table where she was still amongst the activity going on in the household. And so again, we sometimes have these ideals and we just keep thinking, when I retire, when the kids are older, when I lose the weight, then I'll wear the dresses and I'll wear the shoes. And so often that time never comes. But in the meantime, what are we doing? We're feeling guilty and we're having to manage a bunch of inventory that we're never actually going to use. And so along with this idea of being grounded in reality, I also would encourage you to pick one. So if you're trying to decide what hobbies or crafts or other things you have that occupy your time, I would say pick one. For me, it's been gardening, and I have loved it. I got rid of all of my past craft projects, unfinished sewing projects, and I've decided just to go all in on this, and it has been really enjoyable. So pick one, and that can make it a whole lot easier to decide what to keep and what to let go. Okay, let's talk about creating a uniform-ish. I know for many, the idea of wearing the same thing every single day doesn't necessarily appeal to you. So we can modify this to fit our lifestyle, our wants, our needs, how much clothing inventory we want to manage. And so for me, during the week, like day in, day out, you're gonna find me wearing a black t-shirt and a pair of jeans. Like that is my go-to uniform for during the week. Now, if we're going to church, we're going out, I'm inviting you over today to visit, then I like to put on something that has a little bit more personality. In the past, I've done the all black even for that kind of stuff too, but I'm branching out a little bit more. So I do have a few tops that have some color. This is Tom's over here. I just have a few that has some color. I still want to keep that inventory low and limit it to what I actually wear. But what I find about this, again, limiting options, is that it is so easy to get dressed in the morning. I don't have to think about it. And again, it makes it so that I have a very low clothing inventory. I don't have to shop for a lot of pieces, which I really like. It's really easy to take care of. And the other thing is that when I look at my closet in the morning, every single thing is an option. So please make sure that if there's anything that doesn't fit, is uncomfortable, you wore it once and you didn't actually really like it, let that stuff go now and keep your closet super streamlined and limited to only things that are an actual option for something to wear today. All right, this next home hack comes from Cass from Clutterbug, and she says, make sure to have a donation box or bin in every single clothing closet in your house. And so if you put something on and get dressed for the day, and maybe you make it out the door and wear it all day, maybe you just put it on and take it back off, but if it does not fit, if you don't love it, if you don't feel good in it, if you're having to adjust it, just throw it directly into the donation box within your own closet. It has to be just as easy to donate something as to toss it on the floor, hang it back up, throw it in the laundry hamper. So if it's still clean, just toss it in the donation box. But I love what Cass says to also have these in your children's bedrooms, because what happens? They grow out of something, they send it through the laundry, and even though it's already clean, right? They put it on, realize it's too small, put it in the laundry hamper. We wash it, we put it back again, and then the cycle continues, right? And so I wanna have a space in their bedrooms where they can put stuff that doesn't fit, that they don't like, that might be stained, and from there, I will sort it out and decide what can be donated, what can be sold, what needs to be tossed. Their only responsibility is to make sure it gets into the bin, and I will take it from there. And that makes this whole process of keeping their clothing simplified really easy too. Now, the reason we love drawers is because you pull it out and you can see everything that's in there. Cabinets, on the other hand, get a little tricky because it's so easy to lose stuff in the back depending on how deep they are. So what we do is we create our own drawers by using containers. So I can very easily pull this out, see everything that's in here, and nothing is lost in the back. But let me show you how it works in the kitchen too. Okay, so lower kitchen cabinets like this are kind of a pain, right? It's really hard to get everything from back in there. But again, if we'll just find a basket that fits in this space, it's like I've created a drawer. There's other great drawer options, sliding things on Amazon, but for $6, this is really easy. And again, I don't lose anything in the back. I can very easily see everything that I have. Okay, so there you have it, 7 of my favorite ideas, tricks, mindset shifts when it comes to decluttering and simplifying. I would love to know which is your favorite. Is it one of those or something else that we've talked about in the past? Feel free to share that down below. I can also link to the full videos that each of these tips came from, so I'll put that down in the description. But I love you. I hope you have a really good day, and I'll see you again soon.